Westward Whiskey. We are an American single malt. We're distinctly Northwest. All of our grain comes from the Northwest. We try to source most of it from Oregon. But we use over 1 million pounds of grain a year. So sometimes we have to go to Washington or Idaho. We take that grain. It's all malted for us across the river in Vancouver. By a really cool little malting facility called Great Western. They've been around since the 30s. They're really, really sweet, and we try to keep that as local as possible. And all of that grain is sent to our distillery in Southeast Portland, where we brew it into a really delicious beer. All of our distillers come from a brewery background, and so by taking that approach of building flavor from the beginning and making this really beautiful beer, we sort of take on the same premise as a brandy, in that really good wine makes a really beautiful brandy, really good beer makes a really delicious whiskey. After we brew that delicious beer, we actually distill it down into a white dog, which is just an unaged spirit. Ours is strangely delicious. I've had several that are not. Ours takes on some notes of a mezcal. It's really beautiful, 90 proof. And we take that unaged spirit, and we age that in 100% new American white oak. The oak has a light char to it. And because we do a light char, it keeps us from muddling all of those flavors that we worked so hard to build in the beginning. And what we get is this really toasty, beautiful vanilla caramel tone to our whiskey that is what put us on the map and made us the top American single malt in the country for a few years running now. Everything that we do is actually built on that whiskey. So here we use our American single malt and we age it in a stout beer barrel. There are several breweries in Portland, of course, and they want to age their stout beer in our whiskey barrel, and we want to age our whiskey in their stout barrel. So we give them barrels, and they send them back to us with all of that great stout beer soaked into the wood. We age our whiskey in that for just under a year, and in that time, our whiskey hangs out with the beer, hangs out with the oak, and takes on a lot of qualities that you might expect from a bourbon or a rye. There are some baking spice notes, there's some black pepper, takes on a bit of cocoa from the stout, and really, really mellows the whole experience out, even though this is a 92 proof. Same concept, we have some partnerships with some local vintners, Bergstrom being primary, and they lend us their Pinot Noir casks. So we don't do a cask swap because Pinot Noir is aged in French oak. So they send us these barrels with French oak, wine soaked into the wood, and that wine plays around with our whiskey for a little while. It imparts some flavors of the fruit, so you get some nice cherries, some dark chocolate notes, a little bit of tannin to dry your palate out. But the happiest accident is that French oak imparts this really silky mouthfeel to our whiskey that makes it really luxurious and weighty. That one's really special. And last is our cask strength whiskey. So this whiskey is our core whiskey without any water to proof it down. We proof our core whiskey down to 90 proof with water off of Mount Hood, keeping it local. And here we just take this right out of the barrel. So this is 125 proof. It is sneaky. It does not drink as hot as it should. I think it's really beautiful, really smooth for 125 proof. Has some really nice notes of peanut brittle and toffee and caramel. Super, super delicious. And that's our whiskey.
Yay, and you again, sir, are?
Oh, and my name's Eric.
Hi Eric, I am Drea Beta, coyote walking in this world, real life and photo public superhero, and I am so excited to be trying not only your amazing product, but to be taking home, family. My beloved is going to be getting his very own bottle. And would you mind terribly telling us a little bit, you said that this was, my apologies,
Please.
an award-winning bottle.
Yes.
And I wanted
the San
to make
Francisco
sure.
Spirit Award. We've won 3 years in a row now.
San Francisco Spirit Award. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
No. I'm sorry, I'm relatively new.
It's amazing, family, and guess what? It is on special right now. If you come and you're visiting the Portland airport, please visit this beautiful tasting whiskey bar. It's not a bar, technically, family.
No.
It has a tasting menu only, but you can take home some amazing products and make your entire family incredibly happy. This coyote thanks the amazing stuff, Eric in particular, and I cannot wait to get home and try this. Love you all. This coyote is off to cause trouble somewhere else.